my name is Dr. Cantu. I'm going to be
Hello.
your physical therapist today. How are you?
I'm good.
Ryan it is?
Ryan, yes.
How are you today, Ryan?
Okay, I guess.
Been doing better before, yeah?
Yeah, been better.
Yeah. Well, we're glad you're here. Have you ever been to physical therapy before?
No, never have.
Okay. So how today's going to go, basically, is I'm going to sit here and just chat with you for about 15 minutes, and we'll figure out kind of what brings you in today. And then we'll do a quick exam, and I'll do some tests, take a couple measurements, and see if I can get a more clear picture as to what's going on with you and how we can treat you best, okay? So you'll be here for about 45 minutes to an hour. Does that work?
Yeah, dope.
Okay,
Good.
perfect. Sounds good. And Ryan, you're 25, is that correct?
That is correct.
Oh, I wish I was still 25. Good times. What do you do for a living, Ryan?
During the day I'm a postal worker.
Oh, that's fun. And how often do you do that?
About 6 days a week.
Okay. And how many hours a day are you working at that?
Working about 6-8 hours a day.
Okay. And what kinds of things do you do as a postal worker?
Well, I walk a lot. I'm on my feet all day. I try to be active no matter what I'm doing. It's just the
Yeah.
lifestyle I live. But, so my Fitbit tells me I'm on my feet like 4 miles a day
Oh,
walking.
wow. That's a lot.
Yeah, I know. And
That's
the rest
incredible.
of the time I'm driving.
Awesome. That's incredible. You like your job?
It's okay, yeah, buys the bread, buys the protein.
Yeah, that's great. Outside of work, Ryan, what are some things you like to do?
CrossFit, eat, sleep, breathe, CrossFit, repeat. That's life.
That is awesome. I have a friend, Bethany, who does CrossFit. And she
I'm
loves
probably
it.
better than her.
That's funny. How many days a week do you do CrossFit?
About 3 days a week. I haven't been able to do it as much recently. Just been too much pain.
Yeah.
Just really want to get back to it.
Yeah.
My buddy Bryce is trying to catch up to me, but he thinks he's the best at the gym, but I clearly am. So
We definitely want you being able to get back and compete with him.
definitely.
That'd be great. So you do it about 3 times a week, and it seems like you love it a lot. Anything else you do for exercise, or is that your main?
Just CrossFit. Yeah.
Perfect. I've never done it. I don't think I'm strong enough, but I appreciate you guys that do. So you said that you haven't been able to do it recently because of your pain.
Yes.
Where is that pain that you're coming in today with?
So I have this pain, like right here. It kind of starts on my neck,
Uh-huh.
goes into my shoulders.
Yeah?
Yeah.
Okay. Does it go anywhere else?
Now you mentioned it, I do also, I get this, little tingling down in my hand and fingers sometimes.
Yeah. On that right hand?
In my right hand, yes.
Okay. So do you have any pain on the left side, left shoulder, left back?
No.
Okay. What about your low back?
No.
Abdomen?
No.
Okay. And either one of your legs or anything? Legs, ankles, foot? Nothing?
No.
I know sometimes that it seems silly that we ask these, but your pain can sometimes come from different areas of your body. So we just want to make sure that we have a clear picture. Do you ever get any headaches or neck pain? Besides just right behind your neck?
No, like I said, just right there. Yeah.
Okay, but no headaches?
No, nothing.
Okay, good. So that pain that's right here behind your shoulder, how would you describe that pain?
Just kind of like a little constant pain just right here.
So you always have it?
Yes.
Okay. On a scale of 0 to 10, 10 being the worst pain you've ever had, and 0 being no pain at all, how would you describe that pain behind your neck right now?
Probably about 3.
Okay. And at its worst?
Oh, at least a 6.
Okay. And at its best?
1.
Okay.
Yeah. Doesn't really ever go away.
Okay. And that numbness and tingling in your hands, when does that come on?
It just kind of comes and goes.
Okay.
It seems when the pain gets worse up here, it kind of starts to get a little numb and tingly.
Okay. Do you always have that numbness or not?
No, it comes and goes.
Okay. Alrighty. Well, I know whenever you came in, you filled out a little body chart on your intake form, but I also filled one out, so I just want to make sure that we're on the same page of how that looks. So can you tell me if this represents kind of where your pain is? Does this look right?
Yeah, that looks right.
Okay, perfect. What kinds of things, Ryan, make your pain worse?
When I bend my neck, like kind of look down, and it hurts.
Okay. About how long after you bend your neck does that pain come on?
Immediately, right when I do it.
Okay.
Yeah.
Anything else?
Yeah, trying to like turn my neck to the side. Oh, right there.
Yeah.
Trying to turn my neck to the side kind of does it.
Yeah.
You know, like if I'm trying to see my look behind me in the car.
To
or
that
something.
right side?
Yeah.
Okay. In the car? Yeah.
Yeah, like that.
Yeah. Yeah. And how long does it take for that one to come on?
Immediate.
Mm-hmm.
Just right when I do it.
Yeah. And, you know, you said you've had pain when you work out. Are there certain things that you work out?
Just lifting.
Okay.
The lifting motion definitely just causes that pain immediately.
Yeah.
And also, this is kind of a weird one, sneezing.
Sneezing?
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. Do you have any pain with coughing?
Yeah. I mentioned,
Okay.
yeah, coughing, sneezing kind of causes a little bit of pain.
And whenever you bend your neck or rotate it to that right side, do you ever hear any clicking or popping?
No, not that I notice.
All right. Any changes to like bowel or bladder lately?
No.
Okay. That's just kind of routine.
I get it.
So after your pain comes on, is there anything that you do that kind of helps it go away?
Yeah, sometimes like I don't know, just sit up, kind of let my neck relax a little. That helps.
How long do you have to do that for before your pain starts to go down?
Couple minutes.
Okay. Anything else?
Yeah, I'll just kind of massage my neck area, my shoulders, kind of like in this area.
Yeah. And that seems to help too?
Yeah.
About how long you do that for?
About 5 minutes.
Okay. Yeah, I mean, if those are working, definitely continue to do those, and we'll give you some other things that'll help as well.
Dope.
So throughout your day, how would you describe your pain, let's say in the morning when you wake up?
It's definitely worse in the mornings.
Okay.
Yeah.
And throughout the day?
It kind of gets better throughout the day. By midday, it's usually the best.
Okay. And at night?
Kind of difficult to fall asleep, but just once I'm asleep, I'm good.
Okay. So does your pain ever wake you at night?
No.
Okay. That's great. That is great. Well, I looked at your medical screening form before you walked in, and I mean, you're very healthy.
I'll try.
Is there anything else that we didn't ask about on there that you think I should be aware about?
No.
Okay. Well, I'm glad that you're healthy, and I think that'll really help in your recovery process with this.
Good deal.
Okay. So, are you taking any medication for this?
I've been taking some ibuprofen.
Okay. Do you know about how many milligrams?
800.
Okay.
I believe.
How often are you taking that?
Just when I need it.
Okay. Perfect. Anything else?
Yeah, I also take a Roboxin.
Okay. Do you know the milligrams on that?
I want to say 25.
Okay. If you go home and it's different, just call us back and let us know. So, Ryan, can you tell me about when this pain kind of started happening? When did you start feeling this pain?
I mean, just 2 weeks ago, I was working out, the day before, had a deadlifting competition. Won it, of course. And, next morning I woke up and this pain just started, like, in my neck and down that whole shoulder area. And I went to the doctor next day. He gave me a Toradol injection.
Okay.
Just kind of been the same since then. Just hasn't gotten any better.
So the injection didn't help at all? Okay.
And then, like, just recently, a few days ago, 3 days ago, my this tingling started happening in my hands.
So you didn't have any before the past 3 days?
No.
Okay. Would you say your pain is getting better or worse, staying the same?
It just doesn't go away. It just seems like it's kind of staying the same.
Yeah. And whenever you saw the doctor, did you have any imaging done?
No, I don't think so.
Okay. And do you have any previous history of upper back pain specifically?
No.
Okay, that's great. Well, I feel like I have a pretty clear, idea as to what's going on, and we're going to take some tests and measures to find out a little bit more. But I know you said you hadn't been to physical therapy before, but the way it works is once we figure out what's really going on. We're going to do some things here in the clinic, but we're also going to be sending you home with some exercises to do at home, or maybe some stretches. Is there any way that you learn best that you'd like to have us send you home with those?
Yeah, I would say a little bit of a mixed style. Physical, hearing, learning, just whatever works.
Yeah. So we'll be sure that we teach you them here in the clinic, and you show us them. And then I can print some out on the computer and send you home, like a piece of paper, just in case you forget. It'll also have a reminder on how many times a day, how many days a week.
Okay.
Would that work?
Yeah,
okay.
Perfect.
And what are some of your personal goals for physical therapy, Ryan?
I just want this. I just want this neck pain to go away.
Yeah.
Be able to move my neck. And obviously to get back to the gym. I got to be the very best, like no one ever was. So just to be able to get back to doing that.
Yeah, I think your fitness is super important, and that's obviously something you really love, and work and everything. We want to make sure that we help you with this. So I think those are great goals. So those are going to be my goals as well. Is there anything that you think might potentially get in the way of you being successful at physical therapy?
No.
Okay. Well, if anything comes up, you just let us know, and we'll be able to work with you on that, okay?
Sounds good.
So the next part of the exam is when I'm going to do some tests and take some measures. But before we start, can you tell me what your shoulder pain's at right now?
4 out of 10.
Okay. Perfect. So the first thing we're going to do, Ryan, is I am going to just kind of look at your posture. I've already been looking at it a little bit, but if I could just see you maybe stand up and walk from here to that wall.
Okay.
And then you can just turn. Perfect. Awesome. And you can have a seat. You said that there were some things that caused your pain. Can you show me a movement that reproduces your pain?
Yeah. Yeah, just kind of that right there.
Yeah.
Just turning my head kind of hurts.
To that right side. Perfect. Okay. Now I am going to just check out a few things. If I could have you put your right arm up like this. Perfect. And I'm just going to apply a little bit of pressure. And you just tell me when and if you experience any pain, okay?
Okay.
Ready? Any pain with that?
No.
Okay. And we'll do this side as well. Ready? Any pain with that?
No.
Okay, perfect. And then next I'm going to actually have you kind of slump over in your seat and kind of put your hands in between. Yep, right there.
Okay.
And I'm going to apply some pressure to your shoulders, and same thing. Just tell me when and if you experience any pain, okay?
Okay.
I'm going to do this twice in 2 different areas, okay? Any pain with that?
No.
Okay. And how about that?
No. Okay.
Okay. Great, Brian. I'm going to do what's called, I'm just going to do a little screen, and it's going to just kind of see how the nerves are, your nerves in your body are communicating with your skin and then some of your muscles, okay?
Okay.
So for the first part of this test, it's going to require me to provide light touch over different areas, like starting from about here and just on your arms and hands. So I'm just going to do it on each side, and I want you to tell me if they feel the same or different.
Okay.
But first, I'm going to just show you what it feels like down on your legs. So if you can pull your sock down a little right here. Perfect.
Okay.
Do you feel that?
Yes.
So that's how it should feel on the rest of your body. And you're just going to close your eyes and tell me if they feel the same or different. And before we start, if I could have you just unbutton that first button. Yeah. Because I'm going to have to do one kind of like right on your collarbone. Perfect. All right. Does this feel the same as this? And does this feel the same as this? What about this and this? Okay. And what about this and this?
Didn't really feel that one.
Okay. That right one felt different? Okay. What about this and this? And this and this? And this and this? And this and this?
Yep.
All right. Great job, Brian. And next we're going to do the muscles, okay?
Mhm.
So for this first one, I'm going to have you bend your chin down towards your chest, and I'm going to try to move you out of your position. I know that hurts a little bit, and you're just going to try not to let me move you, okay? Ready? Hold, hold, hold. All right. And for the next one, I'm going to put my hands on the side of your face like this, and I'm going to have you try to move to the right, and then we'll come back to the center and then move to the left. Okay, so try not to let me move you out of this position. Okay, ready? To the right. Hold, hold, hold. Good job. To the left. Hold, hold, hold. Good job. And next, I'm just going to have you shrug your shoulders up. I'm going to do that same thing. Ready? Hold, hold, hold. Good job. Kind of make little wings out. Ready? Hold, hold, hold. Good job. Next, I'm going to have you bend your arms forward like this. Ready? Hold, hold, hold. Hold, hold, hold. Good job. And next, I'm going to have you kind of lightly bend them. Perfect. And I'm going to try to push them down. Don't let me. Ready? Hold, hold. Ready? Hold, hold, hold. And next, we're going to do your wrists, okay? So bend your wrists towards you. Ready? Hold, hold, hold. Hold, hold, hold. And now put them out. Perfect. Ready? Hold, hold, hold. Okay. And the left one. Hold, hold, hold. Good job. All right. The next one's kind of silly. Just put your hands like this and try not to let me bring your fingers out. Okay, ready? Hold, hold, hold. Hold, hold, hold. Next one, give me 2 thumbs up. Try not to let me move your finger. Ready? Hold, hold, hold. Hold, hold, hold. Good job. And then the last one, you're just going to put your hands out like this. Try not to let me move your fingers together. Ready? I know this one's good. And then now put them together and try not to move them. I'm bad at this one.
I can't do that.
I know, it's such a funny feeling. Okay, next I'm going to check your reflexes, okay? So first I'm going to have to do this. You can just look straight forward.
Oh.
All right. And then to the side.
There you go.
Thank you. Perfect. Now do your right side. Job. And then same on the back. Good. All right, I'm going to take a few measurements now, but you can just stay seated for all these, okay? So first, I'm going to have you bend your chin to your chest again, just as far as you can. I'll take the measurement real quick so that, because I know it causes you some pain. Okay, and bend down. Okay, yes, no worries, okay? And then next, I'm going to have you do extension. So what that is it's just you bringing your head back as far as you can, okay? Ready? Perfect. All right, and then next I'm going to have you just move you're going to rotate your head to the right like this. Yes. If that's all you can do. Perfect. And then we'll do the left side now. Awesome. All right, and for this next one, instead of you turning to the right, you're just going to put your ear to that right shoulder as far as you can. Okay, and now can you come up and do it to the left? Now, since those movements do cause you a lot of pain, we're not going to do the next one, but we're going to do some tests now. So for this first one, I'm going to come up from behind you, but all I'm going to do is I'm going to apply some pressure to the top of your head.
Okay.
And I just need you to let me know if you feel any pain with it or if your numbness and tingling comes on.
Okay.
And then after I do that, I'm going to have you turn or bend your neck to the right.
Like that?
Exactly. And I'm going to do it again, okay? Okay. Ready? How was that?
A little painful.
A little pain? And now can you side bend to the right a little bit? How about that one?
Pain.
Pain. Where's your pain? Where's that pain?
That same from earlier and a little bit of the numbness.
Okay. All right. And for this next test, I'm just going to have you, it's kind of a silly position. Some of these tests are so silly, but just go like this in your chair. Yeah, a little bit like this. And we're just going to hold that for, I'm going to time you for 60 seconds. And you need to let me know if your pain comes on.
Okay.
Ready? All right, that's 60. Do you have any pain with that?
No.
All right. And for these next two, I'm going to have you actually lay down on your back.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. Perfect. Okay, I'm going to raise you up a little bit. I know you said you had some of that tingling in your arm and you have your pain.
Mm-hmm.
So this next one, I'm actually going to need you to let me know if there's any like decrease in your symptoms.
Okay.
Or if they stay the same. All right. So what I'm going to do is I'm just going to provide a light pull on your neck and hold it for a little bit, and you let me know if your symptoms change in any way, better or worse. Okay.
Okay.
Ready?
Mm-hmm.
Okay. How was that?
Now you mentioned my hand feels a little better.
It does?
Mm-hmm.
Okay. Kind of went down a little bit?
Yeah.
All right.
A little less painful in my neck.
Okay. What would you say your pain's at now?
About a 2 out of 10.
Okay. All right. Now for this one, I'm going to take your arm through some different movements, okay? And after each movement, I'm going to ask you if you have any pain or how that feels. And you just need to let me know if you feel any of that pain that you came in here with, that shoulder pain, or if you feel any numbness and tingling in your arm or hand, okay? Okay, so first I'm going to just do this. I'm just kind of hold you there. Does that feel comfortable? Okay, perfect. Then for this one, I'm going to actually need to grab your arm a little bit. So have your arm straight. So I'm just going to rotate it. Any pain with that?
No.
Okay. And any pain with that?
No.
Okay. And now I'm going to move your wrist down. And I'm going to have you tuck your thumb inside your fist, okay? How about that?
No.
Okay. And here.
No.
All right. And if I could have you bend your left ear to your left shoulder. What about now?
Yeah, a little bit of pain with that.
Okay. And now if you could bend it to the right side.
That made it go away.
That made it better? Okay. Out of this position. All right. And was that pain that same pain on the back of your neck?
Yes, it was.
Okay. Perfect. Okay. Now, Ryan, if I could just have you flip over and lie on your stomach. So I'm just going to kind of feel and see how some of the bones and muscles in your back are moving, okay?
Okay.
You let me know if anything affects your pain in any way.
Yep, there's pain.
Right there?
Yep.
How are you feeling now?
Okay.
If anything's uncomfortable, just let me know. All right, Ryan, you can sit up now. All right, well that's it for the examination part. How would you say your pain's at now?
About a 4 out of 10.
Okay. Do you have the numbness and tingling at all in your hand?
Yes.
Okay. Okay, so I think I have a pretty good idea, Ryan, as to what's going on.
Okay.
So in your back, all along your back, you have your spine. So you know it's these little bones. And through those bones, there's a lot of these things called nerves, and they run through them and go to different areas of your body. So what I think is happening is one of those nerves is being like pushed on and kind of irritating it, and so that's what's causing your pain. So we're going to do some things to kind of take that pressure off of the nerve, and so that should help with your numbness and tingling going away, and give you some kind of different exercises and things to increase like your rotation and stuff, so that it's not painful anymore. And that being said, that should help with your pain as well. And so I think with about 4 to 6 weeks of physical therapy, coming in about twice a week, and doing your home exercise program that we're going to be sending you home with, I think that you are going to be back to CrossFit in no time and back to competing with your friend Bryce.
Sounds perfect.
Sounds good?
Mm-hmm.
So we have a little bit more time left today. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to do a little technique with you to help with that rotation, so it's not as painful, and kind of give you a little bit more. So when you're driving and stuff, it doesn't hurt, and you're able to check your blind spot like you should, because that's really important for your safety. And then I'm going to show you an exercise to how you can kind of mimic that almost at home.
Okay.
And I'm going to have you do that at home until we schedule your next appointment.
Sounds good.
Sound good? Okay, so if you could lie back on your back. So what I'm going to do is we're going to turn your head to the right, just as far as it can, just until that pain comes on. You let me know, and I can kind of feel about how far you can go. And then once I move it, I'm going to actually have you look to this left side, okay? And you're going to look to this left side, and we're going to turn, and you're going to hold it, and then we'll do it a little bit more. You look again, and kind of try to turn your head the other way, and we're going to keep doing it as far as you can, okay?
Okay.
Ready? Does that feel comfortable?
Mm-hmm.
Okay, so right here, okay? So if you could turn and look to the left, and yes, try to pull. Yeah, pull up, so good job. We're going to hold it for about 5 seconds. Okay, relax.
Okay.
Try to do it again. All right, now look to the left. Hold. And relax. Is that comfortable?
Mm-hmm.
Okay. Now look to the left. Hold. And relax. I'm going to do it one more time.
Oh, okay.
And look. Hold. Hold. Good job. While we're here, I'm also going to do that same technique where I kind of pulled on your neck a little bit to provide you with some of that relief from the numbness before you leave, okay?
Sounds good.
Ready?
Mm-hmm.
How does that feel?
Feels good.
All
Can I help? Yeah.
Perfect. All right, if you want to sit up, Brian, I'm going to show you a little thing to do at home. You're just going to need to take a towel from home, just as long as it's not one of those like hand ones, just any size though besides that. And you're going to kind of fold it like so. I just kind of folded it up, made it a little bit skinnier. And what you're going to do is you're going to bring it back and under the back of your head, okay? And you're going to bring it from behind like that. And you're going to turn, we're going to practice turning towards this right side, right?
Okay.
So we're going to be bringing it across our head like this, kind of over our forehead, and we're going to hold it. But what you actually do is you're going to take your left hand and hold it down, and then and take your right hand, and you're going to pull it that way. And so that's just going to help kind of give you some more movement towards that right side.
Okay.
And you can hold it for about 30 seconds, and you can do it about 3 times, okay?
Okay.
And I would say for you to do it probably once in the morning, maybe before work, and then once in the evening, anytime after work, before you go to sleep.
Okay.
Sound good?
Yep.
So I'm just going to have you try. Good job. Yes. So make sure that's really important. So hold it with this left hand and use this one, because then it actually gives you the ability to move it a little bit more. Perfect. Does that feel good?
Yes.
Yes. And so as you do it, I know you have a little bit of pain with rotation now, but as you do it, it won't hurt as, it shouldn't hurt as much, and you should actually maybe start feeling yourself get a little bit more movement.
Okay.
Okay? Perfect. So that's all for today, Ryan. Do you have any questions about anything we talked about?
I do not.
Okay, perfect. Well, if you do, just give the front desk a call. But that's all for today, and I'll walk you to the front to schedule your next appointment.
All right, wonderful.
Okay? It was so nice to meet you.
Nice to meet you too.